Ahon, coming to you live from Numancia, Aklan in Western Visayas in the Philippines. I'm having my morning cup of coffee, my coffee with Gino cup here, my Copico Blanca. Copico Blanca is my choice of 3-in-1 coffee here in the Philippines. 3-in-1 coffee is coffee, cream, and sugar. Powder form comes in this sachet. You just put it in your cup, put hot water, and you're good to go. Good to go. Have a nice cup of coffee. I'm gonna just make sure I'm online because sometimes I don't want to be talking and I'm not online. All right, all right. Looks like I'm online. Looks like I'm online. All right, I gotta lower the volume here. I got the Windy app here open too because I always check for the weather. That's the first thing I always check is the weather. Looks like something is developing. There's nothing yet. I think they were predicting maybe a low pressure area. It is like east of like Leyte and Samar, and still a long way. It's not even in the par yet, the Philippine area of responsibility. But it looks like on the Windy app, I'm looking, something is forming. Usually, you know, it's clear, it's been clear the last few days here, but there's like, you can tell when there's something starting to build. But let me look at the Pag-asa website here, what it says. Right now, it's just the Intertropical Conversion Zone, ITCZ. No typhoons, no storms of any kind. Eastern Visayas, that's what they're saying here. Eastern Visayas, Davao region, Batanes, rest of Mindanao, Palawan, Metro Manila, pretty much the entire Philippines. This is pretty much Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. We're looking at cloudy skies with scattered rains and thunderstorms. And this morning, it was raining here in Numancia, Aklan. Liana, when I took her to school today, she had her raincoat. I had her umbrella with her. So she's prepared. She's prepared when I dropped her off at school this morning. Also, after I dropped her off, that's why I'm a little late starting here. I usually get her to school like at 7 a.m. And then, but I had to swing at the market. I wanted to get ingredients. I'm gonna cook some pork sinigang today. I'm actually the cook most of the time. I'm the one that's cooking in the house here. Dazzle sometimes would cook, but majority of the time, I'm the one that cook. I got more experience cooking. But I've been showing Dazzle. Dazzle knows how to cook sinigang. You've seen her cooking shows. You know, she's way improved them from the time that I met Dazzle. Then I also got like a 1 kilo of fresh squid. And the squid that I got is like the smaller size squid. That's exactly like the squid that Dazzle likes. She doesn't like the big squid because with the big squid, when you cook it, it tends to be, it gets tough. You know, the meat on the giant squid here gets tough. What they usually do with a giant squid here, they'll like stuff it. They'll stuff it with like tomatoes, red onions, whatever they stuff in it, you know, to add flavor to the squid. But these ones are like tiny. They're like almost like baby squid, but they're like tender. You know, if you know, that's our choice when we get squid here. I'm allergic to a lot of seafood, but I always kind of test it out. I'll eat 1 or 2, then I'll wait a little bit before I eat any more. Squid, sometimes I get allergic reaction, minor allergic reaction, but we'll see. We'll see. That's why I'm cooking pork sinigang too. I'm basically eating a lot of the vegetables in the sinigang. I got kangkong. Kangkong is water spinach. I got some taro. I love me some taro, man. Taro is my go-to instead of potatoes. I love taro. I got some, what else? Eggplant in there. I got, that's radish. So I got all the ingredients, lots of vegetables. And I bought, you know, we have a little bit of pork, but I'm not even gonna eat a lot. The pork I usually use just so it adds flavor to the soup. Leanna loves the pork, so she'll eat that. I'll concentrate more on the vegetables. I'm pretty much just eating vegetables now. Vegetables, fruit, a little bit of rice. I'm not a big rice eater anymore. Never was anyway. I used to be able to eat like 1 cup of rice, but now I'm like even half a cup of rice. I've just found that I'm trying to put like the healthiest ingredients in my body. It's like I just wanted to stay as healthy as I can. All my labs are looking good now, within range. I just recently got my results from my lab, even my creatinine levels within range. So I want to keep it that way. So I've even given up fried foods. I'm not eating fried foods anymore. My cholesterol is up in range. So nothing's wrong. So like right now, nothing's wrong in my body. All my labs are good. I don't take a single prescription medication. I've never been prescribed like maintenance medicine for high blood pressure. I never had any of that. Diabetes, never had anything. That's why I'm happy about that. I'm on my way. I think I've recovered now. Over 2.5 years from my cancer treatments. I'm feeling good. I'm walking more. I do my morning walks. I walk in the sunset with Dazzle. I walk, Totoy now, so it's like, I'm feeling good. It's a good time for me, health-wise. I think this is like the best health-wise I've felt in a long time, which is great for me. I'm really grateful. Hey everyone, Sam Gloves, all right. John Vasquez, all right, John. Hey John, that alien logo? It's now one of the logos. My friend JP said you should add like the alien logo to your like custom made logos for our channel. So I did. I looked online. I downloaded that logo that you got, and now it's one of the custom logos of our YouTube channel. I think it's cool, man. I think it's cool. That's why I added that. I know you're the glove man. You're all right, man. You just like gloves. Ain't nothing wrong with like liking gloves, man. Good morning, Ray in the Philippines. Yo, Gino. All right, my good friend Tim from Las Vegas. Yo, viva Las Vegas. That's my good friend Tim, man. We haven't talked in a while, Tim. We got it. Usually Tim and I will like phone call. We talk on the phone. Usually when he's working out at the gym, we like to catch up. I always do that. It's like I have like a circle of friends that I keep track. It's like I touch base at least once a month. When you get like friends, all over the world, it's good to like keep connected. You should just like talk about like random things. But it's just nice. Nice like. Tim, when he's at the gym, usually he's working out at the gym. He'll put on his phone. He's on the treadmill or elliptical. He'll call me, and sometimes Dazzle. So we talk to Tim. Even Dazzle likes Tim. Tim's a good guy. We can tell he's just a good guy. It was unfortunate that he lived here in Antique a while back for a little bit. He's familiar with his father-in-law. Actually lives in Numancia. His wife's dad, and he's been in Iloilo. It's too bad I never got a chance to meet Tim before he went back to the United States. But I know someday he'll come back here to visit because his wife and family are here in Panay Island. So can't wait to meet him in person. But we're good friends now. We're almost brothers now at this point. We're like sharing different things about our life, and I like that. That's when I consider you my brother. When I'm sharing like personal information on me, privately on a video call or an audio call, that to me we're becoming brothers at that point. Neen, hey Neen, Dan and Neen, my good friends up in the high desert of California. Hello. I'm glad you're back. I'm glad you're back on the live stream. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining the live stream this morning. Fortune, all right. My good friend Fortune from Bacoor in Cavite. Fortune shared an unfortunate story to me yesterday. He messaged me. There's a big fire in Hong Kong, like an apartment complex that had burned in Hong Kong. They're still counting bodies and more bodies, unfortunately. Prayers to all the people affected by that. And that affects Filipinos because a lot of those apartments, a lot of those in Hong Kong, big Filipina domestic helpers work in Hong Kong. and they work hard too, man. These Filipinas, I've watched videos about them before. They work like 6 days a week. They get 1 day off, and usually what the Filipinas do on their 1 day off, they go to whatever place they can hang out. It could be like a park. It could be like the mall, a waiting, a food court, and they get together. Filipinos get together, and that's a weekly occurrence in Hong Kong. And Fortune was sharing the story with me. Unfortunately, so far I think there's one Filipina that perished, one currently in ICU. But the Filipina that perished, she was taking care of like a 3-year-old kid, and he didn't abandon, she hung in there, tried to like save that 3-year-old kid. I don't know the whole story yet. I'm sure more information about it. And Fortune and I, we were just chatting. That's how Filipinos are. It might just be like yesterday we were talking about domestic helper here in the Philippines, right? We had a discussion here in Calibo. You can get a domestic helper for like $170 a month, full-time domestic helper. Cook, clean, wash your laundry, do everything for you basically. But they become more than that. It's like one thing with Filipinos, like even me growing up, when I was growing up in the 70s, we had a maid, we had a domestic helper. I remember we called her Manang. Manang was her name. She was like from the province here in the Philippines, in Visayas. She was from Visayan province, and she became part of our family. She was not just a maid to us. It's like we respected her. We called her Manang. We did mano po to Manang. I mean, we just like, she ate dinner with us. She went on vacations with us, and that's how it is here in the Philippines. It's not just like, hey, you're a domestic helper, you just do work and then I'll pay you, then you go. They become part of your family here, even with expats. And I know a lot of expats have experienced that here, because when I was stationed at Clark in Angeles City back in the late 80s till Mount Pinatubo in 91, many GIs, many active duty military personnel that had maids at base housing, they would hire maids in Angeles City and stay in their house. And they became part of their family. They become part of their family. It's like, that's just, that's the connection that people get here. Good AM, Fortune. Good hey, Lowell. Kumusta? Lowell. Mabuhay, Lowell. God bless my brother, my good friend in Oregon. Good AM, John V and Ray. Good AM, Lowell from Fortune. Ray, good morning, Fortune. Good morning, Lowell. Magandang umaga. Kumusta, sir? Mabuti ako, kaibigan. Salamat. Kay Kaan, you're new to the channel. Appreciate you joining this channel. Maraming salamat po. Hello Gino, and everyone. All right, JP. Hey, JP, you're the inspiration for this topic today. I'm gonna go through the comments here. I don't want to get too behind in the comments, but you're the inspiration. Yesterday, JP mentioned to me. I always chat, like even after the live streams. I'll sit here. I'll make breakfast. I'll start eating my breakfast. I'm always chatting with like different people. It's like JP being one of them. The Colonel. I was chatting with the Colonel earlier, but JP was. We were chatting. He mentioned to me that he watched Old Dog. I watch Old Dog too. I think everybody knows who Old Dog is, right? It's like the guy in Dumaguete, the gentleman in Dumaguete. A great guy. I've always been a fan of him. Now it's hard for me to watch all the videos of people, but I did watch the video because JP had mentioned the video about Old Dog was talking about eliminating toxic people in your life. So that's inspiration. I'm gonna go to the topic once I'm done with all the comments. Make sure I don't get behind on the comments here. Morning, Fortune and Ray from Lowell. Good morning, GP. All right, Eugene said hi. Hey, thank you, Eugene. Good morning, all from the Colonel. All right, Colonel. Good morning, Colonel. All right, Charlie. Hey, good morning, Charlie. My good friend in Boston. All right, Charlie. Thank you as always, joining the live stream here. JP says hello to the Master Yoda. John V. Ray and the Colonel Lowell. All right, everybody's saying hello. That's great. That's great. That we got kind of energy. That kind of like we're friends here on the channel. I really like that. You look very healthy, full of energy. I am. I feel really healthy. You know, it's like I'm always walking. That's like, you know, I used to be a runner, a heavy duty runner, but now I know limited now. You know, so now walking, I'm just like I can walk for miles and miles now. That's kind of like my main exercise now. And the bicycle, I got the little bike, foldable bike with tiny wheels. I ride around here in the subdivision. I'll always enjoy riding a bicycle because I used to be a road cyclist, a mountain bike on a bicycle. So I'm always going to be riding bicycles. Even just in the subdivision, I just enjoy riding my bicycle here. Good AM, Colonel, Charlie, JP. All right, everybody's all right. That's cool. That's cool. Cancer survivor. Hey, man, you know, it's like it wasn't easy. Don't get me wrong. Cancer, for me to survive, I had to go through 12 chemo treatments, 33 radiation treatments. Somewhat, you know, that effect, that's why I'm not a runner anymore, affected my lungs, a lot of parts of my body. Basically, you know, cancer treatments basically poison my entire body to get rid of the cancer. So I'm grateful that I don't have cancer right now. I'm clear, been cleared many times, blood work, MRI. So, and I continue to be like tested all the time. That's part of like recovery from cancer. So just grateful to be alive. I think when you survive something that like the treatments that I survived, going through that, basically being sick for 2 years, basically between the treatments and then the recovery, I would say 2 years. I was sick for 2 years. I wasn't the same. You know, I had vertigo. I had, you know, my balance was off. My digestive system, everything was just off because, you know, you basically poison your whole body with I mean, even my fingers, tingling in the fingers, tingling in my toe. I mean, everything was off, you know. But now I'm feeling like I'm back to the normal, doing more and more things that I used to do. So I feel good. I feel good. Thank you for that comment, my friend. Good morning, Fortune. All right. Hey, what's up, man? All right, I'm good, brother. Feeling good. I mean, rainy day today. No sunrise this morning, but it's all good. Happy to be alive. That is for sure. JP, Lowell, it was 24 degrees in Eastern Washington, 24, below freezing. Wow, Belus, my good brother in Leyte. Good morning, Belus. Good morning, Belus from Ray. Belus, good morning. Have good day. Way late, slept in. Hey, sleeping in is good, right? You know, it's like there's not many days where I really sleep in. I'm an early to bed person. By 8 p.m. I'm usually in bed already. That's why 4:30 I'm already getting up. I'm already fired up to start my day. And that's how I look at life, man. You know, it's like every day that I wake up, it's a blessing. I'm thankful there's another day on this earth. And I just like attack the day like there's no tomorrow. That's just how I view things. You know, it's like I do not take a day for granted anymore. Good AM, Balloons from Fortune, JP. Water is coming out of the faucet, 50 degrees. Ooh, that is cold. No hot shower. Would not burn. Well, no hot shower, man. That's preparing you for the Philippines. That's preparing you for the Philippines, Jamie. But you do have hot shower at La Casa Española when you get here. So you do have that, you know. I've never had a hot shower here. I can install it easily. I can get it easily. But for me, it's another thing that I have to buy that might break, you know, to me, it's like, I've been living here 14 years without hot water and I've been fine. You know, it's like, not a problem. And add to electricity and all that. So not a big deal to me. How's the party, Belus? Good morning all. All right. Hey Daniel, my good brother in Jacksonville, Florida. Howdy, happy Cyber Monday. Oh, it is Monday. It's like I have to I'm glad you reminded me. It is Monday today, December 1st. Amazing, December 1st. 24 days before Christmas. It's like this year just flew by. I can't even believe it. It's like we're already looking at 2026 here. I can still remember New Year's of 2025. Just in the Panay Posse. All right, the Panay Posse. All right, Cyber. I forgot they called that. I know Black Friday, right? And then it's Cyber Monday. I guess Cyber Monday is a new thing, but I have heard of it. I have heard of it. Bontilao, my 11th. All right, all right. Thank you, Bontilao. I appreciate that like, brother. I appreciate that like. Neen, all right. Neen and Cook said hi. Hey, I hope you're doing well. I know you had a great vacation here in the Philippines. I'm sure you guys are still talking about your vacation this past year in the Philippines. Hopefully, one day when you visit, you make your way here to Panay Island or Aklan Province or Boracay, and then I can finally meet you guys in person. Kanena, hello in Hong Kong. There's a big I know I heard about the big fire. I watched a little bit of it in the news about Hong Kong. Many Filipinos live in Hong Kong. That's why it's also news. It's also news here in the Philippines. John Vasquez, Colonel, all right, all right. Richard, how are you doing? I finally, all right, Richard, congratulations, Richard Wyatt, all right, you finally made it to the Philippines. Hey, hope you enjoy your stay, if it's like temporary or long term. Welcome to the Philippines, Richard. Man, that's a blessing. That's a blessing just to make it here to the Philippines, because I talk to many people all across the world now, Canada, US, Australia, you name it. And a lot of people want to come here. And a lot of people, unfortunately get to like the planning stage. They can't they can't make it to that, get that plane, book that plane ticket, get on the plane. And I understand, moving to the Philippines is not that's not an easy thing, to move to another country, thousands of miles away from your country, and also away from family and friends. So I understand that. That's not a easy thing to do. But to finally make it to the Philippines, even if it don't work out, even when you get here and it doesn't work out, and it's still, you made the jump, you made that leap of faith. You didn't get stuck at the planning stage. At least someday you won't have regrets. You did your thing, you did you. I always tell people, do you. It's like the vloggers, me, all the vloggers here in the Philippines. We just show you how life is here. It's when you get here, it's what you do here, what your life, it's up to you. It's up to you whether you're going to be happy here in the Philippines or whether you're not going to be happy here. All I'm doing is showing you like a picture of what it is, my life, how my life is here. For me, the last 14 years has been the best years of my life, not even a question. Before that, it's like my life was just okay. I didn't have big complaint before that. But the last 14 years of retirement here, soon to be 15 years here in the Philippines, best years of my life, hands down. It's like I found peace and happiness here in the Philippines. Hello, Daniel from GP. All right. Hey, something simple. All right. There's my brother from another, Michael S. Good morning. Hey, finally, great. Michael and I got to talk yesterday. We've been kind of building a friendship, and I can tell Michael S is going to be one of my brothers here. He's in Dumaguete City. His channel right there, you can see something simple. Make sure you check out his channel. A great guy. Michael and Shay, they're like a match made in heaven. It's like they're a great couple, sweet couple, fun to watch. Dazzle and I watch their channel. We really like them. Daniel, hello, Fort, JP, Ray, Colonel. All right, that's so beautiful. All right, that's so beautiful. John Vasquez says something. All right, Ray, good. Oop, 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 oop. There. Good morning, Michael and Daniel from Ray. Did the GI marry? Did the GI marry those women? Oh yeah, I mean GI is government issue. If anybody doesn't know the term GI, it's military guys that were Clark and Subic back in the 80s. Many American military married Filipinas. Actually, one of my jobs when I was working medical administration, and one of my jobs at Clark at one time I did the before a military person would marry a Filipina back then, you had to attend like a briefing explaining to you like the process of marrying a Filipina, all that. Like once you marry a Filipina, you gotta start get an ID, enroll, get the medical record, all that. And part of my briefing, I was working medical records in a Clark at the time. I would brief Filipinas on what once they married the GI. The GI would be there, the active duty member, and the Filipina right there on the briefing. And the class, we would fill it. We had a building, it was called the Family Support Center building, and easily every week there was like 50 people in there, 50 couples, about 100 people, 50 couples in that room that's getting married at Clark at the time. They used to have like mass weddings at the Angeles City Hall for like GIs marrying Filipinas during that time, I remember. So, Michael says, good morning, John, and good morning, Ray. All right. Fortune, I was 5 months old when we had Nanay Diday. She's now 72, right? Look at that, man, Fortune, right? That was like your caregiver, nanny during that time. She is with my sister. She's second mother. Yep, second mother. Same thing with me, with Manang. I've always remembered. She passed away, unfortunately. Manang's gone already, but I remember how she looks. I remember like she was like great with me, with my brother and my sister growing up. You know, it's like becomes part of your family. Definitely. My mom was working then 8 to 5. She took care. Yeah, she took care of us, right? It's kind of the same dynamic with Dazzle because Dazzle's mom and dad always worked in Boracay. Mom was a masseuse in Boracay. Dad was a tour guide back in the 80s and 90s. So Dazzle, she grew up with grandma. Grandma was the one that raised Dazzle. JP, all right, we got the alien. JP, I added that. I added the alien to my custom emojis. Custom emoji. You could see her when I brought her to Admiral Hotel. Oh, okay, all right, on the birthday month. All right, Fortune. Good AM, Michael S. All right. PK. Good AM, Daniel and GP. All right, Fortune. Coffee and N. Coffee and N. All right, Coffee and N, Michael. You and me both, man. I'm singing songs on my account. All right. Happy holidays. Mom Janet, I can tell. That's it's not that the wording there. I can tell it's Mom Janet. And it is start the holidays here, Mom Janet. We're gonna have opening of lights here, more likely within the week here in Numancia, and I know opening of lights in Calibo will also happen here. I haven't gotten. I'm looking at my Facebook trying to figure out the day, but they haven't announced it. God bless you, Jim. God bless my brother. God bless my brother. Thank you, Michael. We are buried in snow. Oh, all right. Stay safe. I know, snow, I've driven in snow when I was in Japan. Not easy. 8 to 10 inches. Not easy to drive around. Stay home. Stay home, Mom Janet. Stay warm. Stay at home. Drink tea. Hot chocolate. Get cozy at home. No need to be out and about when there's like 8 to 10 inches of snow. All right, Derek. All right, aloha. Good morning. Aloha, my brother from Hawaii. All right, Derek. Ruben, Ruben, when I talk to Ruben, he's from Hawaii, but he lives in San Diego, and now he's in Calibo. But, he teaching me that the pigeon talk, the brother, he always, something in the beginning, I had a hard time, understanding Ruben because, that he got that pigeon talking in Hawaiian, but now I got it, I can understand him really good now. Fox, all right, Fox, and I saw your live stream with Michael W. Thriving Expat. I enjoyed that. I enjoyed that. From New Zealand. I don't know many people from New Zealand, man. I don't know many people from New Zealand. My decorations done. My shopping done. Only thing left is wrapping gifts. All right. Good to hear that, Mom Janet. I watched Philly in the Philippines live yesterday about blogger. Oh yeah, I caught a portion of it. I didn't watch it. I didn't. I saw it. It came up. I've watched Philly in the. I pretty much watch most bloggers as long as they come into my feed and interesting topic. I'll pop it. I did see it. He's actually looking good, man. I was Brian his name's Brian. He got the cowboy hat, right? I'm like, damn, you look younger now than a few months or a year ago. A while back there, I guess he was adjusting to life in Surigao or whatever. It's like he was looking rough, but man, Brian looking good, man. It's like looking healthy, got his cowboy hat, and it's all right. The football cowboy hat, the Dallas Cowboy football team hat. Ray, my cancer battle was much easier. You're strong. Oh, thank you. Hey, man, any cancer battle is serious, man. It's hard. The minute you get diagnosed, the minute somebody mentions cancer, you're like, what? I got cancer. That's it doesn't matter even if you never had chemo treatments or whatever. Cancer's cancer, brother. It's like you get cancer. It's a wake up call when you get cancer. Hey Ray, J-Boy, good morning, Gino, and everyone in the chat. Hey J-Boy, Hey Janet, all right, everybody's greeting everybody. All right, I like that. Hey, Peanut Butter Travels are here, all right, Oh, there's Ruben, talking about Ruben, my brother, what's up, Ruben? Let me see if Ruben's, I'm trying to figure out when Ruben's always on the go, man. I think you're back in Calibo, right, Ruben? I think you got back last night. I think. Ruben, man, he's in Dumaguete City, he's in Angela City. He's like, Ruben's always like, Ruben, what he did is like every year, Cebu Pacific has this sale on like their ticket, and you can buy like these vouchers. And Ruben, like last year, this was in 2024, he bought voucher for 2025, like 10 vouchers. So that's why he's been flying all over the place here in the Philippines. He got it really cheap. Usually Cebu Pacific will announce it like probably this month. They'll have a special for 10 vouchers, 10 flying vouchers for the upcoming year. Ruben took advantage of that last year. That's why he's been gallivanting, traveling the Philippines the past year here. All right, JP, congrats. All right, Calibo. LBA, Ted, Journeys in Bohol. All right, Ted. Good morning, Gino. Just sitting here over. I know, man. You got an amazing view. Ted lives like he's got an amazing view of the water. He's got an amazing view of Cebu City. He's up on a mountain or up on a hill. He's got a nice view deck on the top of his house that he built. Just amazing view he's got there. 75 here in Bohol. And that's not bad, 75. I'll take 75, man. I'll take 75 any day, man. That's like nice temperature. Sebastian. All right, I'll see if I can read it. I got to be careful of what I read here, man, because, sometimes people, good morning, Ruben from Ray. All right, good AM, Ma'am Janet. Fortune, hey, good AM, Derek. Good morning, Fox. All right, I'm gonna skip through all the greetings here, but I'm glad everybody's saying hello to everybody because I do want to get to my topic. Derek, I know, Karen. I saw the video, man. And that's the thing here. Like Karen lost her wallet in Calibo, but she knew where to go to the police station, and she knew people will turn it in because people here in the province, man, they're just like. There's a lot of honest people here. I see it all the time. People leaving laptops, bags in like tricycles, and the tricycle driver will turn it into the police station. You get that here. And people here in the Philippines, they understand how important like the, it's not the money, it's like, it's the ID, like the national ID, your driver's license. People know here, man, it's a pain in the neck to get that. If you lose that, it's a whole lot of work to get that back. To get a new one, to get a new national ID issued, a new driver's license issued without the original. It's like a nightmare here. So that's why when they find a wallet or something, they know how important that is to the person, and they'll turn it into the police station. I actually had a friend one time. She went to church. At the Calibo Cathedral, and after church, she was sitting down. There's an area there where people kind of sit down, kind of like relax. It's still part of the church, and she left like a little, one of those little bags like this, like a waist bag or a shoulder bag like this, and she left it. She left it right there at the church, and she had money in it. She had like 7,000 or 8,000 pesos in it, and it got returned to the police station with the money in it. That, to me, that's like it really gives my faith in humanity is restored when I hear things like that, because there's still a lot of good people in the world. I know we get news all the time of all the negative people. I don't focus on that, man. I focus on the good people. Plenty of good people in the world. I think they outnumber the bad, actually. It's just the bad people always get the news. Always get the news. There's plenty of good people in this world. Oh no. It was recovered, Bond. Karen's wallet got recovered, so no, good morning, Ray. Did you? Alright, still more. Alright, Derek. I had to attend a marriage briefing seminar in the early 1985. Alright, hey. That was before my time, Clark, 85, but I used to give that briefing, back 88 to 91. I was giving that briefing. That marriage briefing at Clark Air Base, Philippines. Yes, Ted, all the red horse have been corralled. They have been corralled. That's funny. God bless all. All right, passing through. Thank you for passing by, Mom Janet. Appreciate you, ma'am. I'm bad with remembering names too, Ray. No worries. Vaughn, what's up, Ray? What's up? Our fortune, Derek. Okay, Ray, waiting for corned beef and eggs. The coffee you drink there, I can get here from Amazon. I like that as well as the Nescafe White. Yes. All right, the Tea Milker Adventures. All right. It's just easy. I like it. It's, I like the taste, and it's easy to make. You don't have, I don't have like the brewing coffee and all that. I just, if I want brewed coffee, I go to 7-Eleven. It's right, I'm like less than a kilometer away from 7-Eleven here in our community. Hello. Did you partake into the rally? Outstanding, Ray. Yeah, I saw some of that rally on the TV. I saw like they even named it like People Power. I saw that. Like I said, I don't get involved with politics here, and I don't recommend any foreigner to get involved in politics. It's nothing but trouble if you get involved in politics here. Hey, Brian. Good morning, Brian. Hello, everyone. Okay, Vaughn. I just watch online. The same thing. Fortunate. I watch a little bit of it just to see what it was all about. But I don't get into politics here. JP, Janet, I am not in Calibo yet. 29 more days. I figured out I needed to change my handle on YouTube. Yeah, it's good. It's good that you change your handle, JP. You're now JP Calibo, man. You're now JP Calibo. I was just talking to another friend. He'll be here next year. And he's getting excited, of course. It's a permanent move for him also. he's trying to tell me, I'm getting ahead of myself. He's like explaining to me all the things in his mind. But to me, nothing wrong with getting ahead of yourself, thinking about the areas. He was looking at Altabas. He's looking at Libacao here in Aklan. Nothing wrong with that, man, because I know when you're that excited. I felt that, my last year in the U.S., I knew I was gonna come to Boracay Island. That last year, it made my life like more fun. Just the thought that I was on my countdown, just like thinking the days, like everything when I was at work in Tucson, Arizona, anything that the stress that I was dealing with, meetings, deadlines, whatever, with that in the back of my head, oh, this will all be over soon. And this is all, it made my life like more fun. Just knowing that, everything was like, I can handle, you could handle more things when you got something to look forward to, like moving to the Philippines, starting a life here. This week is Maggie final exam. Oh, good luck, Maggie, on the first semester. Final exam week. Oh, she'll be busy. Well, at least she gets a month off, right? The Christmas break. Leanna, I think middle of December. I think in 2 weeks she'll get her break, and then she won't have class for like middle of December till the first week of January. So she will also have a break from school, and we'll try to do something with Leanna while she's on vacation. Do a quick vacation. I know I'm supposed to meet up too with my friend Robbie from Rhode Island. He now lives in Mualboal in Cebu. He's engaged now. He proposed with a ring and everything. Engaged to Jonalyn. We're supposed to like see them in Boracay. They're gonna be in Boracay Christmas Day all the way to New Year's. So we're for sure gonna hang out with them for a few days in Boracay. Can't wait to watch my brother, see my brother again, Robbie, man. I've been with Robbie, with his journey to the Philippines that started 3-4 years ago. And to see him now, where he's at now engaged, ready about to marry, smile on his face all the time, and it's like it's a blessing to me too to see the transformation from a guy when he was to Rhode Island, he was miserable, to like now it's like every time I see, it's got a big smile on his face. To me, I'm glad that I was part of his journey. I'm thankful that I'm part of his journey because we're brothers now. We're like brothers. Yeah, Cancer's evil. Cancer's evil, Brian. What course, Fortune? True that, Brian. Ray, all right. Manila Gorilla, Martin, all right. All right, just stop. No worries. Thank you. Thank you for stopping by, Martin. Appreciate you, brother. Insert, Brian. I don't fly Cebu Pacific. If I can help it, all right. Hey, I know, people got preferences. I know some people don't like Cebu Pacific. Some people don't like Asia Pacific. Some people like Philippine Airlines. It's all good. It's all good, man. People got different preferences, and I'm working as well. All right, Vaughn. For kids, true that, Vaughn. For our kids' education. Yep. Watch some of Ted's vids. House on the hill in Bohol. Yes. You can see the building. Very nice. I know, right? She's business admin. All right. UP Diliman, second year. Okay. Good on her, Fortune. Congratulations, Daddy Fortune. Master Yoda. JP, one of my tasks for tomorrow is to laminate copies of my passport. Good deal, man. That's like I've recommended that on one of my videos. Don't carry the original of your IDs, like your driver's license. Don't carry the original in your wallet. You can make a copy of your Philippine driver's license when you get here on a copier, cut the paper, get it laminated. That way, if you lose your wallet, you're not losing the original document, because it's a pain here to get any document replaced. And then, you don't have to carry your passport here. That's, a little bit easier to get replaced, but it's best to just like the laminated page where your photo is photo is on your passport, and the date of arrival, that stamp or the date of arrival. Just print those 2 pages back to back, laminate it. That will work. And JP, for now, since you don't have that date of arrival, that's cool. Just a photo page for now. We'll get that fixed when you get it. Easy here, man. The business centers here, they do it for really cheap. Not even $1. You can get copies of everything laminated. That way, what you're carrying around with you when you're traveling and everything are just copies. Keep the originals at home or in a safety deposit box in the bank. Don't carry them with you because it's a pain. It's a pain when you lose original documents here. Same thing with the motorbike, with the cars, the registration, ORCR, all that. I don't keep any originals in my vehicles. Brian, my eldest did business degree. National Business Development Manager. Oh, wow. Fortune 500 company. All right. It's a good degree. LOL, Martin. Looks like we are in another LPA. I know, I think we are. I'm looking at the Windy app. Something is forming. It's not in the Philippine area of responsibility yet, Ted, but I'm looking at the Windy app here. Looks like something is forming right there. Looks like, and the Philippines right there. So it looks like, but it's not, they haven't announced it yet. It has, and I'll update people on that. If tomorrow, I'll keep an eye on it. Work is so last month. JB said work is so less. Working for money is for the birds, I'm not Indonesian. Nothing wrong with the Indonesians. I'm Filipino. I'm Filipino American. I'm an American citizen. I'm also a Filipino citizen. Big thunder over Cebu. Ooh, nice short sunset. I'll have to check that out, Ted. I'll have to look through your page and see that. Ruben, yes, I've returned from Cali. All right, Ruben. Hey, brother. All right, brother. I have to say hello to you this week, man. We'll have to connect this week. Tell me all about your adventures. Tell me all about your adventures. I'm from Nepal. Hey, Nepal. Wow, Nepal. I don't get many people from Nepal. Thank you. Thank you for joining the live stream. Brian, no, not a preference. Just CP. Trust CP with luggage. Do not trust CP. Cebu Pacific. I was like CP with luggage anymore. Like I said, it's not. I mean, any airlines really, right, could lose your luggage. It's like just my experience anyway. People that I talk to, it don't really. The airport is so chaotic, especially in Manila. It's like different things happen with your luggage when you fly into Manila. I'm back like a bad penny, Colonel, like a bad penny. That's funny. Nice, Brian. Good morning. All right. I got to the bottom. All right. Gino, the Gus Spring. All right. Hey, man, I do have a line. I do have a line now prepared, man, for when I get the Gus Spring comment. It's like people always tell me, hey, man, you look like Gus Spring. It's like people always say that about me. So now I got a line from Gus Spring. This is from Better Call Saul. I decide what he deserves. No one else. That's my line. That's my line, man. That's my line for Gus Ring, man. Howdy, Gino. Hey, Alan. Happy December 22. All right. Have a safe. Yes, for sure. Everyone have a safe Christmas holiday. It's like, hey, Ray from the Colonel. All right. Okay, I got to the bottom, so now I can discuss my topic. I do have a topic this morning because I wanted to let me see here, look at my notes, make sure. I'm going to read this quote. I don't know who wrote this quote. Let me see here. It says here, The Power of Words by Melanie Coloris. Coloris is her name. It says here, life goes by quick. We spend so much time sweating the small stuff. Worrying, complaining, gossiping, comparing, wishing, wanting, and waiting for something better, instead of focusing on all the simple blessings that surround us every day. Life is so fragile, and all it takes is a single moment to change everything you take for granted. Focus on what's important and be grateful. You are blessed. Believe it. live your life and live no regrets. My friend posted this on his Facebook, and it just like caught, it's like caught my eye, just because I was like, I can totally relate to that. It's like I'm thankful that I have the feeling of gratefulness in my heart. I wake up every day thankful, and to me, finding that spot where you feel that, I think that's important. That's important. And like, I'm gonna segue, like when JP was mentioning Old Dog. I go back to Old Dog's video about toxic people, or toxic negative people. You really have to, do your best to like remove that from your life. It's like, for me, I've learned, it's not a big thing to me anymore. I can remove negative people in my life, not just friends. I have removed family that I had in the United States, members of cousins of mine, relatives of mine in the United States, that I had to remove from my life, just because they just exudes negativity. You know how the type of people that play the victim. They're always the victim, right? They're always like, everybody else is that does something to them, then they're the victim. I'm sure everybody has run into a person like that. And I have just learned, when I moved to the Philippines and retired here, of course, not all my friends and family supported my move here 14 years ago. And that's fine. I respect that. It's like everybody's entitled to their opinion. But there's just some people that, especially the ones, I had relatives even that would like talk about me to my other relatives, right? To me, it's like, I do not have a lot of respect for people that talk behind other people's back. To me, the minute I hear that, or even when I'm talking to a person and then the person starts talking about a person that's not with us, I won't say anything, but I do lose a little bit of respect for that person, because to me, that person's not able to defend themselves. So if I have a problem with anybody, I go to the source. I always go direct to the person. I don't like talk to other people about it, because that doesn't make any sense. If I have an issue with you, I will contact you and let you know, hey man, I have an issue with this. To me, that's the right way. The minute I hear people talking about other people, that's just not, that's not my cup of tea. That's not my thing to do. Because for me, I can take criticism, from my relatives in the U.S., from my friends. I can take criticism. I want that, because sometimes you need that. Sometimes you need that slap in the face, like, hey, it's like you're doing something wrong. It's like, and I will take that. I don't take it as a slight. I don't take it as like the person's thinking better than me. I don't. It's like, tell me what I'm doing wrong so I can correct it. Ray, Juan says, outstanding line. Gino, my luggage was grabbed by security guard and gone through, but she claimed it was lost. Security guard, we lost. We suspect she had a spotter in Cebu. And oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, you hear that at the airports here, right? Not too long ago, they had that, it's called Lag Bala. I don't know if that still exists. Lag Bala was like, some people were putting bullets in people's luggage, and it was causing security to stop like, big scene at the airport. People actually were like wrapping their suitcase in saran wrap to make sure that nobody puts a bullet on their luggage. I haven't heard that, lately. It happened maybe 3 years ago. That was common. I mean, there's always something. There's something, that's why I don't like to travel, man, on the airlines anyway, because I don't like the waiting in the airports and all that anyway, the delays, the cancellation. Traveling is not easy. Traveling on the airplane is not easy. And then Dazzle doesn't like flying either. Colonel, I feel like you, and I need to get together a bucket of Jollibee, a bucket of Jollibee. Hey, Colonel, all right. Jollibee. Insert brand. Do you think you are targeted? All right, no bucket. No. Oh, Edgar, hey. Good morning, Edgar. Glad you're on the live stream, Edgar. Hope you're doing well, my brother. Hope you're doing well. I'm glad to see you on. I'm glad to see you on the live. I think Edgar prefers like he likes like the Rib Shack. I know that Edgar likes the Rib Shack. He's not a fan of the Jollibee. I don't eat much breaded deep fried food anymore. Yes, I'm the same way, man. JP, even before I was like heavy into like fried foods, and especially now, my cholesterol's good level, so I want to keep it that way. So I've pretty much given up on anything fried, you know. So I won't be eating like street food. You know, most of the street food in the Philippines is fried. So I'm trying to like stay as healthy as I can. Stay as healthy as I can. Going back to my topic, like that, you know, old dog is the inspiration, GP is the inspiration about, you know, the negative people. You really, you know, especially in retirement, right? When you get to retirement, you know, the ones that I've noticed here that, you know, I know that when they get here to the Philippines, you know, you have certain foreigners when they get here, they're always criticizing. You see them on the groups, on the Facebook groups, expat groups. You're always like they're complaining about the power outages here. They're complaining about the hotels here being subpar to Thailand, better in Thailand. Thailand's got better infrastructure. Why go to Philippines? Guys, to go to Thailand. To me, what you know, those kind of people, they won't make it here in the Philippines. You know, maybe they're not even here in the Philippines. You know, for you know the ones that you see online. You know, a lot of times you never really know if they're actually here in the Philippines. You know, chances are when you're that negative about, you know, you're looking, your eyes are looking at the Philippines as a half empty. You know, all the negatives of the Philippines is what you're looking at. I don't think you're going to be successful here. I don't think you're going to be enjoying the Philippines. And for sure, the locals will not like you. You know, for sure. The minute you like, you know, you got to be respectful. You got to be careful with like your words around here. If a local hears you talking bad about their country, you know, the locals will get defensive too. Filipinos are like the nicest people, hospitable, kind people, but nobody wants to hear you criticizing their country. They're gonna tell you too that, well, you know, if you don't like what you're seeing, maybe you need to find another country. You know, it's like Filipinos are very proud, man. Very proud of the Philippines. Yes, Philippines is a developing country. Yes, there's a lot of poverty here, but Filipinos, they're very proud of their country and sensitive. You know, I think I've mentioned that before here. Filipinos are sensitive. You got to be very careful with choose your words wisely when you're with Filipinos, because you might end up, you know, making the wrong Filipino mad at you, that, you know, it might not turn out well, you know. But the people that I see being successful here in the Philippines are the people that are half full. They look at the Philippines as like the good. They focus on what the Philippines offers them. Again, the hospitality of the Filipinos. You know, it's like, man, when you meet a Filipino friend here, I know many foreigners experience this. The Colonel, James, and Karen, they experienced it when they went to Libacao. Man, the barangay captain, he's welcoming them to their house, feeding them. They want them to come back, feed them again in the morning. I mean, they're like going, you know, they didn't have to do that. You know, it's like the Colonel and James, when they went there, they're strangers to that barangay captain, but they want, you know, Filipinos are like, they want to shine, you know, they want to like show you the Philippine hospitality. Filipinos are, you know, and you don't see that in many countries. I know that. You know, it's like, you know, I'm watching on YouTube, you know, I know we don't, you know, you know, Americans are not that welcome anymore in Canada, right? You're seeing Canada don't want to visit the US. They don't want Americans going there. You know, it's like, even Mexico now, you know, it's like, they're like, gringo, go home. You know, it's like, you know, so it's not, you won't feel that here especially here in Panay Island. You will not, you know, guarantee if you're here in Aklan province, people are so welcoming here. Yes, we don't have, here in Panay Island in Aklan province, yes, we don't have the fancy big malls. We don't have the big SM malls, the big Robinsons. You know, infrastructure is lacking. We don't have the really nice things here. Even hotels are very simple hotels here. We don't have like the Marriott Hotel. We don't have the Holiday Inn. But the people, I think, makes up for it. You know, you'll meet the kindest people here, welcoming people. Ruben, he's been here. He's met many friends in Calibo. He hangs out with the local. He enjoys his time here. Edgar's got friends now in Calibo. He goes swimming. He goes to the beach. You know, he does things with his local friends here. Yes, our lives are a fleeting moment in the eons of time. Exactly right, Colonel. For to me, man, you know, I'll be 60 here in a few months. You know, I do not want to share my life with negativity. I want to suck, you know, like old dog was saying, man, I want to like absorb all the joy in life. You know, I'm not gonna waste my life on negativity, negative family or negative friends. You know, it's like that's not gonna be me. You know, it's like I'm gonna like, you know, I'm not gonna, you know, I'm just gonna remove my stuff from that, you know, myself from that. Focus on the positive people. You know, that's always how I lived my life. You know, the positive people in my life, I cannot get enough of them. You know, so I cannot get enough of like James, you know, when I see him. The minute I see him, like, hey brother, you know, like the smile in my face, the smile in his face. You know, Colonel, I can tell. I'm jiving with Colonel. I can tell we're gonna be good friends. Ruben, Edgar, you know, JP. When you got Stevie, you know, I cannot get enough of these people because they're the good people in my life, and I want that. I want to embrace all that good people in my life. You know, that negativity. You know, I'm quick to like remove that from my life. I've learned that, you know, especially in retirement, you know, this is our golden years. Our time is limited. You know, we're like at the fourth quarter of our life. You know, I do not want to waste my life in drama and negativity. You know, that's me. And you know, I hope people, you know, in order for you to like find your happiness here, you gotta, you know, remove that negativity from your life. I try to think of 3 things that make me happy every morning and let those thoughts push the things that make me unhappy out of my mind. All right, Ray. All right, Ray. Bond, JP Calibo, I don't mind a bucket of Jollibee. Wow, that's funny. Good advice, Ray. JP, we will figure out something, but a road trip is, oh yeah, for sure. I know the Colonel and JP, I'm sure they're gonna enjoy road trips here. It's easy enough here, right, Colonel? You've seen it now. You've seen Aklan province. You've seen from Iloilo, you took the trip here to Aklan. You've seen the roads here are like ideal for like riding a motorcycle. You know, you're not gonna struggle riding a motorbike here, especially for the experienced motorcycle riders already. I haven't had Jollibee before. How does it compare to balut? Way better than balut. Way better than balut, JP. Coming here to the Philippines for Michael S. was my decision and best decision ever prior to living here. Always felt my life was in best interest of everyone else and not me. Happy now. I can totally relate with that, man. You know, it's like, I think I mentioned that before already, Michael, right? On one of the live streams where, you know, I was like the good son, you know, I was a good boy. You know, I went to an all-boys Catholic school, Letteron College. I said elementary school. I always did what I'm supposed to do. You know, it's like my whole life. You know, it's like, you know, respected my elders. They pretty much decide what your life's gonna be, right? Because, you know, they're guiding you. So I always was the good boy. I did what I'm supposed to do. When I joined the military, I used to send part of my paycheck to my mom. My brother and sister at the time was in the Philippines, and I would send them money for my paycheck. I remember just always been the good boy, good person. And then during my military career was the same thing. 20 years in the military, I never got in trouble. I was a straight arrow in the military, followed every single rule in the military. In the military, in the Air Force, integrity is big, and that's what they taught me in the military. Our motto in the Air Force is like integrity first. That's number one in the Air Force, and I live that. It's like, and even now, it's like with everything I do, it carried my integrity. I'm not gonna lose my integrity over money. It's like over people. Whatever. It's like that's the most important thing to me. I want integrity is important. Honesty and integrity is always big for me. And we're the same, Michael. All my life, I followed, I did what I'm supposed to do. It wasn't not like I was sad, it wasn't like I was sad, but I wasn't completely happy. I did not become completely happy till I moved to the Philippines, because that was me. That was strictly my decision. Again, my family, some friends, both family and friends, they're telling me, oh, mistake I'm doing moving here. I was 45 at the time. I had my military pension, so I knew I wasn't going to starve in the Philippines. I knew I was going to make it here. But what especially with Filipino families, and I know Fortune can talk, can understands me on this. Filipino families, when we go to the United States, we're kind of like put in this situation where we're expected pretty much to work all our lives and push your career, make the most money that you can make, work forever, because a lot of Filipinos' minds, when you go to the US, they view your success based on money, based on like material things, a mansion, kind of cars that you drive, kind of schools that you can send your kids to. Just everything's like material. That's how most Filipinos that I know, when they get to the US, that's how they look at things, because success is based on money. I got relatives like that. It's like I got relatives in the US that I don't talk to anymore, because they have gotten so successful that they don't talk to the little people anymore. And I'm one of the little people, which is okay. It's like I got nothing but love. Nothing but love for them. But those are the kind of people that I don't associate anymore with. Even though they're family, even though at one time they were my cousins. But I understand. I'm not in their level anymore. I'm not in their level anymore. So, and that is fine. That is fine. But for me, like Michael S., when he moved here to the Philippines, that was me. That was my thing, man. That was like that was the one move in my entire life that I did for myself. Even joining the military wasn't really. I wanted, I had the, inclination. I wanted to join the military, but I knew that joining the military at 17, I had to get signature authorization from my mom, and a lot of it was I just wanted to like be independent, but I also wanted to be able to help my mom, not be a burden to her anymore, not be living at her apartment at the time. And like, at least now, and I'm in the military, she doesn't have to worry about me. I can even send her money. So like I said, I was the good boy, man. I was always the good boy. The move to the Philippines was my move, and I never regretted a day of it. And it'll be like 15 years here soon now that I'm here in the Philippines. Found my happiness here. Grateful that everything worked out. Blessed that I have my military pension. My military pension is kind of like my crutch for all these years, because like I said, I knew with my military pension I would never starve. I'll never go homeless. To me, that's like, if you have a pension, that's like silly, right? To me, if you have a pension already and you go homeless, or you just prepare yourself well, or you're not managing your money well. Belus, toxic is hard go here. Family van destroyed our day. Even with closed doors. That's why I escaped first Cebu, then Wyoming. Zero drama in Wyoming. Just me and God. Hope wife goes next round. Difficult. Oh, yeah, I know, right? Yeah. I know. I remember, Belus, your videos, on your land, and Belus used to share with me, like, we're friends on Facebook, and he would even share like private message videos in Wyoming. He's got, in God's country, he's got beautiful land, beautiful landscape. It's God's country there. And he would just like share, he's got like it looks like a barn, but it's a house, kind of like a tiny home, outdoor, totally like off grid, totally off grid. He's got hot water. He got everything he needs right there. He's got everything that he needs there. But like getting his wife there. People always say this. That's like, well, you just take Dazzle to the United States. You guys should live in the United States, have a better life. People that say that don't know the process. It's not easy. It's not easy to like bring, especially now. I could imagine with like immigration being harder now. Not just the cost of it to petition. It takes years on the petition. Many trips to the embassy in Manila, and then if you get to the United States, I got to start from scratch. I don't have anything in the United States. Dazzle and I would have to start from scratch, and to me, it doesn't make sense. For Belus, it still does because he's got property there. He's well off, so he can afford that. But even with that, even with Belus being well off, he's got money. He can afford to take his wife to the U.S. They don't have to work in the U.S. Like for me and Dazzle, if we're in the United States right now on my military pension loan, we would be both working, guaranteed. Belus don't even need to do that, But still, it's still hard for him to get his wife to get his wife to the United States. It is not easy. It is not easy to immigrate to the United States. Some people just say, "Oh, take your wife to the U.S." I'm like, it's not easy, The Colonel, yes, Michael, good decision for all of us. And I think that's what, right, Colonel? That's what we all have in common. It's like, that's why when we hang out, we all know that, we did the right move. Most expats that I meet here, that I hang out here, when they're here, we're just content. That's the feeling that, that the people, the expats that I hang out with, we're all just content. We're just like enjoying our mango shakes. We're enjoying mango shakes. Just a relaxed life. We're hanging out at any time of the week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, it doesn't matter. We're having lunch somewhere. It's easy living. And to me, that's the way you're supposed to live when you're like retired, right? You don't want to be stressed. You don't want to be stressed in retirement. JP, would zip ties help with luggage security? It could. I mean, yeah, it could. It would. The problem with zip ties, JP, would be like if they have to open it. I guess security would have a knife because you can't carry a knife. Through security. That might be at least the security would if they would have to find something to cut your zip ties. Anything to protect your luggage. Anything to protect your luggage because they will. There is a chance that they will open your luggage or when you go through customs. I think they don't open everybody's. At random, they can like call you and open your luggage and point out like what you got. But I've flown into Manila many times where they didn't even open my luggage. It's like I got through security and everything. I picked up on the machine and I just walk out of the airport many times. It's I mean, they can't check everybody, so it's just that random check at the airport. Good morning, Edgar. All right, Ray. I'm the same, Gino. If I hear about someone talking about me, I ask them directly. Sometimes the story gets changed as the message gets passed, like the old kids game whisper. Yeah. To me, I and one thing about me, I don't listen to other people. Like if somebody puts on my ear, oh, this guy's did this, I don't believe it. It's like I got to like see it from my own eyes. Talk to the person. I don't listen to rumors or gossips or whatever. To me, that's a waste of time for me. And zip ties go away easily. JP, zip ties go away easily. Get change after each telling. True that, Ray. True that. Belus, Leyte runs in drama, and it's against the law to slander other. Oh yeah. It is against the law here. People can be removed. Yep, exactly. I've done a video on that, Belus, here. Here in the Philippines, slander, those are real here, man. You cannot, if you're in a bar, if you're in a party or in a bar, and you said something derogatory to a Filipino, like a local here, they can file a case against you of like slander. They can take it to the barangay. That would be the first step. They go to the barangay. Next thing you know, you're in the police station. You got to be careful with your words here. You cannot, talking smack. Maybe a little bit of too much alcohol, and you start talking smack. Not recommend to do, especially if you're on a tourist visa here. When you're on a tourist visa in the Philippines, it doesn't take much to like deport you out of the Philippines. You do not have rights here, not like in America with like the even illegal immigrants in America got rights. Here in the Philippines, when you're on a tourist visa, you don't have many rights. You gotta be the straight arrow. You gotta follow all the rules here. You can't be talking smack to other people, especially to the locals. Especially don't talk smack about a barangay captain or the mayor, or say something negative, man. Yeah, you will be on that plane back to where you came from really fast if you do that here. Because all that is required here to get you in trouble with like slander, libel, and all that, don't post anything negative about a person where they can screenshot it and use it against you. You'll get in trouble for that for sure. But the minimum requirement here, if you're like, if there's 3 people, right, and I say something bad about the person, all that's required to file a case against you is a witness. If there's a witness that's gonna stand, yeah, he said that. That's enough. That's enough here for slander or libel. The requirement is very low to get you like to the barangay captain. Next thing you know, you're in the police station. Next thing you know, immigration's gonna come out and get you. So be very careful with the words you say here. And drinking and all that, not an excuse here. Not an excuse that you were drunk when you said it. Not gonna be an excuse here. So true, Ray. Got to be careful when live. People have long memories. Yes, right, Colonel? That's why you see me, man, on my live streams. People have accused me many times, oh, you're politically correct, you're careful with your words. Heck yeah, I'm careful with my words. Why would I say something live that would be a detriment to myself? It's like with friends, with my bros, we can like harass each other, but not on a live, I mean, there's a recording of you, it's like, that would be silly of me to like, Brian, but yes, we believe so. It was only after we said that we were going to get the police involved that our luggage magically appeared from behind. Yeah. Looks like, unfortunately, Brian, looks like Bon was saying, maybe you were targeted there. My mind may be in the U.S., but my heart will always be in the Philippines. Exactly, Bon. For me, that's been my whole life, Bon. It's like when I left the Philippines when I was 12, I didn't return, moved here to retired 45. That's 33 years I spent in the U.S. or abroad. My heart was always in the Philippines because for me, anywhere I went, people ask me, where are you from? My answer was always, I'm from the Philippines. I never said I'm from California. I never said I'm from Arizona or Texas where I lived. I always told them I'm Filipino. And no matter what, when I was in the U.S., when people look at me, they don't look at me as an American. They always look at me as a Filipino because my look, Gus Spring, it's not an American look. It's not I'm Filipino. That's what they, it doesn't matter if I was born in the USA. It doesn't matter if I lived all my life in the USA. People, when they look at me in America, they look at me, you're Filipino, because I'm Filipino descent, So home is always like the Philippines for me. That's why it was always, I knew I will end up here. I knew all my life, I knew this is home. This is where I'm the happiest. I'm with my people here. I'm with my people here. The Colonel, same in Thailand as here, Gina. Very proud of their country and sensitive, right? Right, man? It's like you do not want, is the Filipinos here, you don't want to disrespect a Filipino here. It can go sideways for you here really quick. You might meet the wrong Filipino and ooh man, it's like you do not want to offend any Filipinos here. I get the feeling that Jollibee's suggestion was a swing and a miss, swing and a miss, swing and a miss. Yeah, JP, I'm not a fan of Jollibee either. The chicken, the fry. I mean, it's good chicken. I've had it. I would probably similar. I mean, it's similar to like KFC, similar to like Church's Chicken. Popeyes to me, I'm a Popeye chickens guy. When I was in the U.S., that's my favorite. It's not in the level. Jollibee to me, it's not in the level of like Popeye's chicken, like the spicy Popeye's chicken. Man, it's not Cajun fried chicken. You know, it's like not in that level. But Leanna, the lamb chop, loves it. Man, Leanna can eat Jollibee every day. Jollibee fried chicken with Leanna, man, she's a happy kid. She's a happy kid. But even Dazzle and I, we're not big on the Jollibee chicken. Brian, yeah, but I am somewhat similar. I love Australia, but the Philippines has a piece of my heart. Sounds like someday you'll be in the Philippines, Brian. You know, those usually is like the sign that that you'll end up here in the Philippines. If your heart is in the Philippines, why not live here, right? Absolutely, Colonel. I don't talk trash about anyone when I'm live. I try to diffuse the situation when I can, but I can only control myself. All right. Yes, I feel the same, Von Duramal. All right, Michael S. Lacan Ray, LOL, Belus. We have 5 outside marriages in the valley. The only expat the rest could not handle. It just breaks Wyoming like its own country. All right, the water guy is picking up my water, our drinking water. I just leave the empty 5-liter gallons and the guy just comes in and picks it up and then delivers it. 25 pesos. 25 pesos for the 5-gallon blue container. So the 3 of that 75. So $1.50 for Edgar, JP, there are good restaurants and cook Filipino food that's much better than oh, definitely, right? Edgar knows about that. Definitely like the backyard Filipino food, excellent in Calibo. There's Cafe Lattes, another good restaurant. Many restaurants. You don't have a need to eat fast food when you get here, JP. Plenty of good and seafood. I know you're interested in seafood, man. New Washington's got all the seafood. That's outstanding. Cool, Brian. And something simple from Vaughn. We love Calibo. Alan, all right, Alan. My good friend in Texas. No need to bug business or corporation. When you spend your money in the province, you are helping the people who are your part of your community. Yeah, right? There's not a lot, I think I mentioned this yesterday. There's not a lot of like factories, big corporations in Calibo. Yeah, you have Dunkin' Donuts, you got McDonald's, Jollibee, but it's a lot of mom and pop shops here. A lot of like Cafe Latte, Iyagi Cafe, Terra Vega, the Backyard, 8 Ball Tavern. A lot of like mom and pop situation businesses that that you can support here that make good food. You'll be part of the community. You start meeting people there. Like one of my favorite place to go now is the Junkster. It's called the Junkster Cafe in New Washington, Aklan. It's by Tambak. Tambak, New Washington is where all the oyster, man, really 30 pesos a kilo of oysters in a restaurant. I mean, you'll get so much seafood. But the Junkster Cafe, it's been open several years now. I think 6 years. It's owned by Mick. Mick is his name. He's an Australian friend of mine. Great guy. Every Friday, he's got like a happy hour, like a 5 p.m. till nighttime. It's a bar, it's a cafe, it's a restaurant right on the beach. View of the ocean, everything. Awesome place. Breezy all the time. Great guy. A lot of the expats go there. It's a fun hangout. So like becoming one of my favorite places to go now. The Junkster Cafe in New Washington, Aklan. Not far from our house. Like from our house, I could be at the Junkster Cafe in 30 minutes because of there's a Calibo to New Washington diversion road now. No traffic. No traffic on that road. And when I come out, I'm like, 2-3 kilometers away from the Junkster. Easy for us to go to it. Spot on, Gino from Michael S. Big Business, Alan, yes. Ray, I keep my live stream public unless they have music. Feel free to point out any specific examples in the comments. And now I'm going to focus again on Gino. All right, Ray. Jose said hi. Success is happiness. It's from Ray. JP, my flight from Cebu to Caticlan is Philippine Airlines. Yeah, most of the people I've been picking up lately, JP's Philippine Airlines. I know my friend Joel, I think Edgar, Philippine, Stevie, and now you. Everybody's flying into Caticlan using Philippine Airlines. I too went to the army because I didn't want to be a burden to my parents, right? Vaughn, see, Vaughn can relate, man. It's like, my mom was a single mom, so to me, joining the military, that eased burden for her from like worrying about me. It's like, and then not only that, I'm able to earn salary to like help her. So to me, easy decision for me to join the military. I also did it to get away. Oh well, we can't have everything. We can't have everything. Belus, when you find that toxic, look up the story of the farmer and the snake. I've seen it all here. I've seen 50-50 and greed. Holy cow. Oh yeah, that's one thing, right? There's a lot of good Filipinos, man, but also there's a lot of greedy Filipinos. I think you've seen all the corruption going on with the flood control. Some unbelievable corruption here, but it is what it is. Money is like it corrupts a lot of people. Greed, greed for money, corrupt for money. Even a guy jailed wheeling his big bolo. I felt joy, smiled. JP Edgar, I plan on living off local food and what I cook for myself. Oh yeah, JP, there's plenty of carinderias here. I did that one video by the area where near Pastrana. Man, there's a whole street of carinderia. One carinderia had like 30 different dishes, Filipino dishes, man, and inexpensive. You'll spend like a dollar for dish, for dish in the carinderia, all cooked fresh during the, you'll see them cook it. You'll see them come out of the big wok that they cook it in and pour it under those trays. So not a problem. If you don't like to cook, man, you can just buy food and Edgar does that. Edgar buys food from carinderia all the time. But you can also cook. It's like plenty of fresh vegetables. It might not be the vegetables that you're used to in America. I know Americans like broccoli. That's not common here. Cauliflower, that's not common here. The spinach here is different. It's water spinach here. It's called kangkong. You won't see artichoke. There's a lot of vegetables that you won't see here that's in the U.S. But there's a lot of vegetables here that'll be new to you, that are very nutritious, like malunggay. That's very nutritious. Bitter melon, the ampalaya, very nutritious. So it's really just a change of like what you eat. If you like vegetables in the U.S., it's just getting used to the vegetables here. And a lot of in the U.S., one thing I do miss living in the U.S. In the U.S., I eat a lot of salad, garden salad, right? Filipinos aren't big on garden salad. You will have a hard time finding garden salad at restaurants even here. You would have to create it on your own. And then your selection of lettuce, very limited. Your selection of lettuce. You can get lettuce, but it's the same lettuce. Like me, it's like I gotta spice it up. The one kind of lettuce that I always get, I spice it up with like cucumbers, tomatoes, red onions, put all kinds of, and then I like vinaigrette, so that's easy. At least I like vinaigrette, so that's easy here. But If you like salads, and a lot of times the salad, if you find it at a restaurant here, it will be more expensive. A side salad is more expensive than your main dish. Like your meat, potatoes, or meat and rice dish, the salads can be more expensive because again, they don't make a lot of salad. They don't sell a lot of salad. A lot of Filipinos don't eat garden salad here. It's changing a little bit more and more. You know, it's like people want to start eating healthy, but man, Filipinos love fried food. Filipinos love fried food. Filipinos love anything fried, fried chicken, fried pork chop, fried fish. They like lechon, you know, it's like with the skin, with the fat, you know. That's why, you know, it's a problem for Filipinos, unfortunately, like high blood pressure and cholesterol, unfortunately. That's a problem. And then they like a lot of sweets. You know, Filipinos are like addicted to sweets. Everything here, like desserts, sweets, rice, you know. That's why so many Filipinos are either diabetic or high blood pressure or high cholesterol. It's just the way it is, you know. It's the diet of the Filipinos, man. It's the food. I mean, you can't go to a party here. Any party that you go here is gonna have a roast pig, that lechon with all that skin of the pork, all that fat on the pork. You're gonna have fried lumpia. You're gonna have fried lumpia, or even the fried lechon kawali. It's a deep fried pork with crispy skin, amazingly delicious. But you know, it's not the best thing for you. It's not the best thing for you. Something simple, great live stream and dumping rain here in Dumaguete now. All right, not raining here, but it looks like it might rain here. Time for another coffee, man. All right. I'll be looking for your live stream, Michael. You know, I know you do live stream during the day, so I'll look for it today. I don't have much going on today. I don't think Dazzle has any plans to do anything today. I'll get a haircut for sure. I got to go to Calibo and get a haircut. I like my high-end tights, so I'm kind of like getting overgrown. Getting overgrown here. Hair's getting overgrown. I got to get my high-end tight here. 2 coffees, slow down, they're chatty. Got two coffees, just slow down. Josh, good morning, my friend. I only have 1 cup, man. This is my only cup. My coffee's cold now, but I'll still drink it, you know. But I only have 1 cup a day. Everything in moderation for me. I can't wean myself off coffee, so this 1 cup is my 1 coffee for the day. And then I go water, I get my Vita Coco. That's what I drink throughout the day. Like and subscribe from Fortune. Thank you. Good morning, Josh from Fortune. Josh. Hi, Michael, Fortune, and Ray. Peace, love, and happiness. All right. Peace. I like that. I like that, Michael. Hey, Frederick, man. I like it when I see you on the live stream, man. I like it when I see you on the live stream, Frederick. Hope you are well, my brother. Hope everything's good. You know, it's like I'll message you after this live stream, Frederick. I got to catch up with you. See what's going on in your life. I know you've been here in the Philippines now for, I would say like over a year now, right? Over a year. My good friend Frederick, he came here over a year ago and he's been in Iloilo. It's like was his destination here in the Philippines. Let's eat. All right. I gotta wait for Dazzle. Whether I got squid. I know she likes that. We usually cook our squid like adobo style. We'll cook it with soy sauce, vinegar, and she likes putting tomatoes on it, so buff tomatoes, and then sinigang. I'll cook sinigang. I'll get started with like cooking lunch after this live stream. Avant-garde, but people forget that it doesn't matter where you are from, but it does matter how good of a man you are. I agree. Amen to that. And people remember the good people, man. I know that. Hey, Josh from Ray. J-Boy, Filipinas love their Jollibee. You get pogi? Yeah, Filipinos just like to eat. It's like, I have yet to meet a Filipina that doesn't like to eat, man. You do get pogi points, that the big smile to Filipinos when you take them to Jollibee or McDonald's, any food really. You know, so, Filipinos love to eat. Filipinos love to eat, man. Said hi. All right. Belus, poverty plays a big part. 4 months shut off, not paying their own power bill. Oh yeah. I even get that here, even in Calibo, when I lived in an apartment. Many of the people, my neighbors, my landlord was telling me, man, there's like people that living in the building I live, like 3-4 months behind on rent. I just can't imagine living like that, right? If you get behind on rent, so everything's tight with money. Even even here in Camellia, I have neighbors here that end up foreclosing on their house because a lot of my neighbors are OFWs, overseas Filipino workers. They work abroad, some on ships like cargo ships, and unfortunately when they lose their job, like I know the one neighbor here, he lost his job as like he works in a cargo ship. They buy these houses here that are like in the millions of pesos. They can afford it when they're making that money from overseas, but the minute they lose their job, they can't afford it. So there's a few foreclosures here, and they just abandon it. And I know they took a hit because when you buy a home, when you mortgage your home here in the Philippines, you have to put 20% down. So let's say your house is like 3 million. 20% of that, you have to put it down. So you immediately lose that, your down payment. And a lot of people, that's like their life savings, their life savings to put a down payment. And then all the payments they made, it's just lost because the bank takes over their property. Then, because you married a sister, nah, not me. Pay your own debt. Or I know, right? It's like that you have to manage that. It's like, but I agree with that too, Belush. I've helped people here. I've helped Dazzle's family, but it's got to be somebody that I see that's doing all they can, right? They're doing all they can to survive, to make a living, hardworking. I'm not going to be helping anybody that I don't see is not motivated or not doing things for his family. Or, I'm not, it's like, I do not have a problem saying no to people that, if I see that person's always just drinking, always not trying harder, I have no problem saying no to that. J-Boy, I have heard that the theory many, many, many times on YouTube. It must be true. It must be true. Yeah. Oh, JP, when you take a Filipino to Jollibee, they're happy. They're happy. You get Pogi points for Jollibee and McDonald's too. And McDonald's. Because here in Calibo, those are the main franchise, the main food here for that's kind of like Americanized. Like McDonald's is the only. McDonald's and Dunkin' Donuts are the only American franchise in Calibo. And then Jollibee, we got several Jollibees because Jollibee, they're the biggest franchise here in the Philippines. But now the Rib Shack, man, the Rib Shack is like they're like kicking butt, man. The Rib Shack's delicious, man. That's becoming a favorite of Dazzle and I. As far as fast food, the Rib Shack. Dazzle likes the grilled pompano, and I like their Korean chicken, breast of chicken, kimchi, and barbecue sauce. Delicious. We like the Rib Shack. JP, taking your Filipina to Jollibee is not so bad. It's a cheap date night. Here in the Philippines, it's a cheap date night, man. Jollibee, a spaghetti and chicken at Jollibee, and with a drink is less than 200 pesos. Two people, if you have a date at Jollibee, it's gonna be below 500 pesos or $9. So it's a cheap date, definitely a cheap date. Hey there, big time. I had a question on the balikbayan. All right, balikbayan. I can answer that. I'm pretty good at answering the balikbayan privilege. So it's 1 year free, no fees. Yes, zero fees on the balikbayan privilege. But do we have to leave and come back every year? Or does it open up for permanent residents? All right, the balikbayan privilege doesn't have anything to do with permanent residents. All the balikbayan privilege, if you have a Philippine birth certificate, or if you're entitled to the balikbayan privilege, at entry, when you land in Manila, Cebu, you get a 1 year stamp on your passport, balikbayan privilege. No fees, zero fees. You get to stay for 1 year, no fees, monthly fees, no renewal. Don't have to do anything for that 1 year. You can actually extend that 1 year up to 6 months if you want to. You can go to the Bureau of Immigration, extend it up to 6 months. There is a fee for the extension, or you can be on the balikbayan privilege before that 1 year is up. Just fly to Thailand or Taiwan. People here call it a visa run. So you just leave, and then when you fly back, your 1 year starts again. You get another balikbayan privilege. I've known people here that stayed here 8-10 years on the balikbayan privilege. They just keep doing that, because if you're in Manila or like Iloilo City, there are direct flights to a lot of countries: Taiwan, Thailand, Vietnam, Singapore, Kota Kinabalu. I went to Kota Kinabalu. I never heard of that place. It's like near Borneo, but it's considered leaving the country. And then when you come back, you get to understand. And those flights, round trip to those flights, are like less than $200. So to me, it's like, man, you can just fly out on a Friday, come back on a Sunday. You're good. You know, you're good for another. I actually did that when I initially got here. When I initially got to the Philippines, I wasn't dual citizen. I ended up applying for dual citizen because I went to school at STI College Calibo, and they were asking me for a student visa. So I figured, instead of renewing student visa every year, spending money on the student visa, I went ahead and got my dual citizenship. Hopefully that answers your question. But any questions you have on the balikbayan privilege, just email me, message me, text message me on Dazzle TV Messenger or WhatsApp, my WhatsApp. It's all my contact information is in all our videos on the description box. You'll find all my contact information. I always answer. I've never, I make it a point to every single message that I get, I always answer. My wife would have to be starving before she would eat Jollibee. All right. She's not a fan. Hey, nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with we're not a big, Leanna's only the big fan of Jollibee. I'll eat it, but now I won't even eat the chicken. Every time, if I go to Jollibee, I'll eat the spaghetti, but I'm not really even a big fan of their spaghetti because it's sweet. I don't eat the hot dog and the spaghetti. So, it's really it's a cheap meal. It's a cheap meal. If we're out in the back, it's more like a snack because spaghetti at Jollibee is like $1.25, so it's a cheap, easy meal, if you're in a hurry. Daniel, I hear now that Air Force is accepting folks up to, yes, I saw that too. The Air Force is accepting older people now. Before it was 27 when I came into the Air Force, 27 and below. But now they're accepting older people now. Right. At 29, the cutoff, 27. Yep, 27, that was the cutoff. But now, they're allowed all the way up to 42, you can still join the Air Force. Brian, I retired at 37, so I can't even imagine joining the Air Force at like 42, man. Brian, if your wife Filipina and she grew up overseas, J-Boy, the corp that owns Jollibee owns many fast food. I think they dominate the food. Yes, they do. I think that Jollibee, Mang Inasal, I think they're one company, I think. But less fried, more rice. Yeah. Mang Inasal is like it's grilled, but it's like unlimited rice. Unlimited rice. Rib Shack is another place that's unlimited rice. I usually they give me like a little scoop of rice at Rib Shack. I don't even eat half of the rice. But I do see people ordering like double rice and then calling the guy with the bucket. It's got a cooler, and then the guy says, he's walking around. People are calling him, and they get a scoop of rice. Unlimited rice. No, I don't do whitening. The list, even 13A permanent visa, I still have to go in every year and get checked. I heard that with a 13A visa, Belus, and even on the tourist visa, the ACR card, I heard you have to renew that every year. So They're probably just trying to keep tabs on people, you know. She is Filipina and grew up in Boracay. All right, man, nice place to grow up. Mom was grew up in Boracay. She was born in Katiklan, but she her elementary years she grew up in Boracay. Ended up working in Boracay for like 20 years as a masseuse. Something simple. Fortunately, I have my go-to restaurant for a quality. Oh, I wish I had a place like that, man, here in Dumaguete. Historia, all right? I'll have to keep that in mind. Historia. On the next trip to a Dumaguete, I'll have to keep that in mind. You're right, Gino, about difficult finding a place that serves salads. I have one. All right, right here in Calibo. The place that I found is Cafe Argon. But man, their salad, when you order the salad, it's like 400 pesos, but it's like a big bowl. I mean, it's like I have to eat half of it there and take home, which is okay. You know, I'm good, but there's no way. I'm like, when they serve you the salad, it's like good for like 2, 3 people. But I'm good because like I'll eat it there. It's more delicious, of course, fresh, because when they pack it, when you take it home, it kind, you know, the salad kind of wilts a little bit, but I still eat it. I'll still eat it at home. I cut my own hair, being a retired barber. All right, Lowell. I've done that. I've done that with clippers. You know, it's like in the military. But now, you know, it's like haircut here is so inexpensive that, you know. Haircut here, even at the mall, my haircut's like 150 at the mall. Outside the mall, it's even cheaper. It's like 80 pesos outside the mall. But at the mall, my haircut's like 150 pesos, $2.50. You know, of course, I give my barber Jason a tip. But when I'll head out here. I'll wake up. You know, I'll wait when Dazzle gets up. That way, I know she. Dazzle and I were trying to like be together around each other 24/7 because we're keeping each other like our spirits up, you know, because we lost our dog Chloe, so it's like been difficult. So we're trying to like stay together. You know, it's like we're doing everything together. We're hanging out because we're, you know, we can pick each other's spirits. We know we have a rhythm. Dazzle and I have a rhythm. We know I can tell when Dazzle's getting sad. She can tell when I'm getting sad. So she picks me up. I pick her up. You know, so I know it's gonna be like that for a while. Dazzle, she don't want to be left in the house here by herself, and I can see that. I can see that. You know. Just too many good memories here with our dog Chloe. Hey brother Belus, but you don't have to physically leave the country, right? You can just immigration office. Yeah, for 13A visa, you don't have to leave. The only time you have to leave the country is for the balikbayan privilege. But for 13A visa, for SRRV, you never have to leave the Philippines. There's no requirement to leave the country because 13A, you're married to a Filipina. Now, if you, let me see. Yeah, I'll leave it at that. I'll leave it at that because there's always, you know how there's always like different situations. But if you're on a 13A visa, married to a Filipina, yeah, you don't have to leave the country. You can stay here as long as you want. On the balikbayan privilege, you can, you know, like I said, you can, on the balikbayan privilege, you can stay, you can just keep exiting. You can do that for many years. And then on the tourist visa, you can stay at one time up to 3 years. You don't have to leave the country on a tourist visa up to 3 years. You got to file your extension, the 1 month, the first extension, and 2 months at a time after that, up to 3 years. And then you have to exit after 3 years on a tourist. And then when you come back, your 3 years start again. I'm pretty good now with the visas because I'm always taking people to Calibo with the Bureau of Immigration to renew their tourist visa. A very easy process in Calibo. Very helpful. Not a problem to renew your visa in Calibo. Hello, Gino. Brown out in Balete, man. We got power. We got power so far. So far, we got power. Good morning, James. Good morning, Karen. All right. John Vasquez says, James and Karen. All right. I too cut bus my own hair, keeping it down to, yeah, I like my high and tight. You know, the minute I had like hair on the sides here, I gotta remove it, and then the guy just kind of like does the top two with the electric clippers. Hi, James and Karen. All right, from hey there, big time. Brian, Michael, you need to try fern salad. I heard about fern salad. They don't have it here. I haven't found fern salad here in Calibo. I want to try it. I want to try that. Fern salad is known as Paco salad in Tagalog. Paco salad. Hello, J&K. Daniel said, happy to see our corn. I know, right? That James's corn is, he's busy there like plowing. He's busy. I saw him, I watched a video and he's busy taking good care of the soil. Taking good care of the soil, breaking the soil there. I remember wild fern in the woods back home in the States, Brian. Don't think it's edible, but lots of it. Yeah. I think there. I haven't tried it. I can't find it here, but I've heard of fern. I've heard of fern salad. And Peach Chase is great. All right, Brian. I'll have to, if I find it here, man. I know it's not available in Calibo. I haven't seen a fern salad in Calibo. Maybe Boracay. I'll have it available. Oh yeah, in Cebu, lots of condos lost to non-payment. They padlock the doors. Yeah, we see it often. Sad, but it is. Not just condos. Again, in our community here, I'm seeing so many foreclosures here in our community, and I know what it is. It's like the overseas Filipino worker. When they're working, they have the money to like their lifestyle, right? When they're working on a ship or working abroad, they can afford the lifestyle here in our community. Not just a nice house, but cars, like trucks, Ford Rangers and stuff. But when they lose that job, they're not thinking that. They're not thinking like what happens, to me, that's why for me, I've always like preferred a smaller home, affordable home. My mortgage is around $200 or less, depending on the exchange rate, and I've always lived like that because I do not want to get to like where it's paycheck to paycheck. I like living where I'm able to save money every month. That way, I'm not stressed over money. Hello, Daniel. All right, I'm gonna try to zip through here. That way, I can end the live stream. I'm getting to like the 2-hour mark. I tried to limit the live streams at 2 hour. Okay, we'll look into it. Wasn't aware of fern. I've heard it, Michael. I've heard of fern salad, but I can't find it here in Calibo. I thought they were joking about eating ferns. If I came over there, people would be picking stuff off the side of the road and eating it. Actually, Josh, like even here in our neighborhood, the empty lots here, there's like stuff growing, and I'm always seeing my neighbors like picking it, like taking leaves, taking like, I think it's like kangkong, but it's not the water spinach that I know. I'll have to ask Mom. Mom knows about it because she eats it. I haven't been bold enough to try it because I'm kind of like worried about, it's like they're just growing out here. There's like cats here and stuff. I don't know. Maybe I'm picky. Michael, it's one of my favorite Filipino foods. All right, Burger King here in the USA. Wendy's, 5-star. All right. We don't, Burger King I get to eat when I'm in Iloilo City. Wendy's, I haven't caught a Wendy's in Panay Island. I don't think we have a Wendy's in Panay Island. I know in Luzon they have Wendy's, but not in Panay. Gino would know much more than me about it. Brian. Gotcha, Brian. Good to know. I like my greens too, but I'll let you know, Michael, if I ever find that fern salad here. So far, no luck in Calibo finding the fern salad. 10,000 per different then. U.S. girls would demand you spend $3,500 on dinners. Sad but true. Ooh, man. That's like monthly living here. That's like more than my mortgage. That's like $500. That's more than my monthly mortgage, man. Then I see all those videos about women getting upset their first dates are to the Cheesecake Factory. They're complaining about the Cheesecake Factory. Man, that place is not cheap. I remember the Cheesecake Factory. That's not cheap to eat there. Maybe J&K can be our salad connection. I know, right? Because James and Karen always planting. They'll be our salad connection in Balete. Belus, hey there. No, I stay in 5 years. After this, next check, I think it changes again. Less to maybe even no check-ins. Oh, nice, nice. Check-ins. Fern salad is delicious. It's the baby offshoot of the fern plant. It's nice and crisp. You might not see it named as fern salad in smaller cities. You might see it as Paco salad. Okay, I'm not keep an eye on that. Thank you for that info. Hey, Dean Bortel, my good friend in Colorado Springs. I can't imagine doing boot camp in the 40s. It's different now, I hear, but I bet it's still no joke. Ooh, I know, right? You know, it's like, well, when I was 40, even when I was 45, I remember when I moved there when I was 45, I was in the best shape of my life in Boracay. So I could do boot camp at 45. The way I was I was like almost like, I know below 10% body fat. I was like fit. I was running like 10Ks. I could do 100 push-ups. So not a problem for me. So I know there's guys in their 40s that could do boot camp. Thank you, G-Boy. I typically took, oh, I love me some romaine. I miss that. I miss romaine. I have not seen that here, Mike, along with some iceberg. Yep, there's just so many selections in the U.S. when it comes to like garden salad. Here, they have that one lettuce. Here, they have that one lettuce and they're like lettuce. They're like pieces of lettuce, which it works. It works. You make do. You make do with what you got, of course. Good option. Belus. All right, Brian. J-Boy, I love it. We go to Nabaoy River. All right, Nabaoy River. I've gone there many times. We celebrate Dazzle's birthday in Nabaoy when we are in Boracay and spend the day swimming, clear fresh water, right? Clear freshwater river. It's awesome. Eating. All right, so they do. So I will ask them the next time if they have I know they serve food there in the area, so I'll ask about the Paco salad or fern salad there. Thank you for that, Brian. Thank you for that. God bless all eggs and toast. All right. Take care, Belus. I'm gonna end the live stream here too. I'm just gonna go through the comments. Enjoy the delicious breakfast, Belus. Who worked on Boracay? Who worked? Mom was 20 years. Mom worked as a masseuse in Boracay. Actually, Dazzle's relatives, they're all masseuse. Auntie Ange, grandma even. Mom's mom was a masseuse in Boracay. Dazzle's dad was a tour guide for over 20 years. And right now, Dazzle's older brother, younger brother, everybody's like works in Boracay right now from Dazzle's relatives. My wife is dual citizen. Oh, all right, man. Since your wife is dual citizen, if your wife is a dual citizen, if your wife's Filipina, you get the balikbayan privilege as long as you fly into the Philippines with the Filipina. So your kids, your husband, as long as everybody's flying in, if they're a foreign national, they're a citizen of another country, they all get the balikbayan privilege when they come to the Philippines, as long as they fly with the Filipina. Getting haircut is awesome. They give give you like the head massage and the back and that. You get a nice massage, after the haircut. Has Leanna been? Oh yeah, Leanna's been to Boracay many times. We've taken Leanna to Boracay many times. So Jesus loves you. All right, thank you. Amen there, my brother. Josh, I've only seen Ray's haircut. He got double T massage, man. I'm not going to be complaining about a double T massage, man. Nabaoy. All right, thank you, Brian. Thank you. I will try it the next time we go to Nabaoy River all the time. I've made videos of Nabaoy River. So next visit there, I will ask them about the fern salad. Thank you for that tip, Brian. I will say goodbye. All right, goodbye. All right, thank you, Michael. During the live stream, great live. All right, God bless, brother. Have a great day. All right, I got to the bottom. All right. she would have known Evelyn Gelito. Yeah, I'm sure Gelito is like one of the mom. Her relatives are the Maming, Maming. That's like they're related to like the Maming, and then Dazzle on the father's side is just related to the Castro, Castro. Not Fidel Castro. And I always give Dazzle a hard time. You're related to Fidel Castro. So Castro and Maming is the family Dazzle's family is related to. But we know Gelito. We know a lot of Gelitos in Boracay. Okay, they would all know my wife. Oh yeah, they Boracay is so small. You got the Gelito, the Maming, the Sacapano, the Tirol. Everybody's kind of correlated because everybody intermarriage in Boracay. That's why when I go to Boracay, in Caticlan, Boracay, it's like everybody's like, oh, that's my cousin. That's my cousin. That's my auntie. Everybody's related. Everybody's related in Boracay. All right, thank you very much. I got to the bottom of the live stream. Appreciate the time this morning, as always. Everybody take care. Have a good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Everyone take care, and please stay blessed. Stay blessed.